Okay, welcome again. So we're continuing with part D of the June 2005 EdXL S1 paper, question 7. So in part D, we're told that a student is randomly chosen and that student is a right-handed student. So given that a right-handed student has been randomly chosen, find the probability that the student is studying science. So again, the given that part tells us clearly that we're dealing with a conditional probability question, and we're going to invoke the conditional probability formula. Probability that A given B is the probability of the overlap over the probability of the condition. So given that the student is right-handed, find the probability that the student is studying science. So what we're so in the denominator, we want to list out the probability of having selected a right-handed student. What does that mean? So from previous exposition, we know that 80% of the science students are right-handed. So that's 0.8 times 30 out of 148. And then 75% for humanities, 0.75 times 68 out of 148, plus then for arts 0.7 times 50 out of 148. So out of this now, the right-handedness, we want to see what's the likelihood of having selected one that was doing science. So we'll be looking at 0.8 times 30 out of 148. So if you observe, what's happening is that we're writing this bit as a fraction of the entire sum. And from here, it should be fairly straightforward. It's now a calculator exercise. We just enter it into the calculator and then decimalize as appropriate to 3 significant figures or 3 decimal places. So we have 0.8 times 30 over 148, and then we're now going to divide that by 0.8 times 30 over 148 plus 0.75 times 68 over 148 plus 0.7 times 50 over 148. So when we do that, we're going to get 0.218 to 3 decimal places. So here I prefer to do to use the exact values rather than the rounded values, and then to round at the very end to make sure I avoid and losing the accuracy mark after having done all of that. So hopefully going through this question was beneficial to you, and you're able to see some of the techniques and some of the interpretational challenges that can be embedded in a question of this quality.